where the sun meets the sky. Two hearts in rhythm, yet learning to fly. The open road whispers a hymn to the free. Home's not the place, it's the soul's steady plea. Oh, sojourners, keep wandering bold. Life's not in riches, but stories retold. Each mile a verse of the song we compose. The journey's the treasure, the path that we chose.
So, we're Our Sojourner's Journey. I felt like doing that once, you know, why not? What the hey? That's our YouTube channel, Our Sojourner's Journey.
How did
Behind us, this is Sojourner.
How did we come? Oh, we've already talked about how we came across it before.
Yeah, you were the one that came up with the name, and I can't believe how much it's kind of grown, because ever since Tom said, we're calling it Sojourner, we're calling it Sojourner. Every time I'm opening the Bible, all I'm hearing about and all I'm seeing is sojourner this, sojourner that. So I think it's very appropriate that as we hit the road, we're sojourning.
As Christians, this world is not our home.
Right.
We just sojourn. We were sojourn. It's easier said. It's easier read than said.
That's right.
Sojourning through this life.
Yeah.
And this is our journey. So this is the next
car's journey.
Yeah. And so so we decided to call the home. So us together, this is our next phase of life.
Yeah.
Our sojourner's journey. And then we decided, okay, the travel trailer is going to be called Sojourner, and the car is going to be called Journey.
Yeah, I had Cache. That was my first name I wanted to call her, because
Play out in the play of Bear Grylls, because he used to always say cachet instead of cash.
And because she was paid for with cash. So I think that was our first big purchase with cash. Well, big, decent sized purchase with full cash, since we went debt free. So that's why I was thinking cash for her. Johnny Cash.
And then the second big purchase in cash was the travel trailer, and we got that at I guess some people might think we could have paid less, some people think we could have paid more, but we paid cash for it.
You know, interestingly enough, almost from the first time we saw the trailer, and we'll say it again, and I know we'll have to repeat ourselves, it has problems. They all do, and it's old. And so it has things that other people probably would never have purchased it for. But we also went in this knowing that we really only need a year to 2 years max. And after working in it and working on it a little bit, I honestly feel like we can get 2 years out of it. And I had a figure, a number was in my head almost from the time I started saying, I like this travel trailer. And that number never went out of my head, and it was a number I offered people for, and they accepted the offer. So anyways, needless to say, this is what we got, this is what we're going to work with.
Yeah, I said to one couple at church, it's it's like when you're buying a used house as opposed to a new house or a spec house or whatever. It's like buying a used house. You move into it, there's some things that you need to fix up, and it is livable, it is travelable. So it's not like torn down and trash and you need to totally rebuild. We watch a lot of YouTube channels where people will go in and, man, they're doing some major renovation on it. And, we're not doing that because we only expect a couple of years out of this. So enough to make it is habitable, but it wasn't being used that much since her father, I think they're our age, the couple that we bought.
Yeah, they're about our age.
They're about our age. And it was her father's travel trailer that that had it at either a hunting site or a fishing site. I
I
forgot what
think
it
he
was.
was the second owner.
Yeah.
Because we got the manual, so manual for every item, appliance that comes with this trailer. I mean, it's made things so much easier. We can literally go and look up specifically this model, this brand, to get the information that we need. So again, that takes a whole heap of guesswork out for us to work on things, to fix things. And then the surprise was taking her out for her. I mean, we're repeating ourselves a little bit, but we're kind of summing because, you know, some people might just start watching from this point, and just even for family who don't remember or hasn't watched our video.
So we had a good general idea of what we were looking at when we were doing an inspection. And this is not a motorhome, so we don't have the engine to look at and the transmission. This is a trailer. What is there to a trailer? A chassis, some walls, and a roof. And you've got your stoves, and you know, and we're pretty much mechanically inclined, so we can work on things as we go, and we're figuring things out as we go.
And we did a lot of figuring out on our one night to de-winterize. We went camping, full hookups, and it was if you had been the neighbor watching, you would have gone, "Oh, newbie!"
Yeah.
First, there was the
backing
in. Thankfully,
pulling out.
we parked right next to Mike Wallace, and he was very gracious and wonderful and helped a lot and gave us tips that we're always going to remember now. And I fumbled with water connection like you'd think it would have been easy, but I wanted quick connects on everything, and I was doing all my fancy stuff, and flow was wrong way, and this was wrong way, but this, you know what, we got it figured out. And we de-winterized, we sanitized.
We've been watching a lot of videos on it. We as we've said before, we've been studying this for the past year and a half, watching all these YouTube channel people and their full-time RV life and the things that they have to do to their RV, and so we've been studying this for a long time. So the de-winterization
was big.
Yeah, that was, we had to figure things out as we were doing. We had the gist of what to do by watching the videos, but actually doing it for the first time
Completely different.
without somebody walking you through it. And every RV is a little bit different, so you're kind of adapting, okay, what works on this RV.
Like we literally had to discover, we had to look up what rate of speed, pressure that the water could be coming in on the city, the non-city line for filling our fresh water tank. For doing our backfill flush. And we had to do it by time because we weren't sure, and we had to look up what's the size of our tank. That wasn't one of the things. We got the freshwater tank listed in here, but it didn't list what the black water tank was. But anyways, we got it all figured out. We know what the blurbles mean now when it starts to blurble, and you can actually see it, the level when it's rising in
Coming
the
up
toilet.
through the toilet. Yeah.
So it was the fact that we were able to back flush, that we even knew what that was, and we got the Valterra. I mean, that, you know, we discovered it, we worked it. I think we flushed it like 5 times, so that was really good.
Yeah.
And then filling the water tank, here's the big one. You've now emptied the system, you've now sanitized, you've now got fresh water in your tank, and you're also now connected to the city water. Is the water going to hold into your tubes and piping, or do you have leaks? Now, I know it was holding the antifreeze, but the antifreeze is viscous. It's thicker, right? So you're thinking, well, you know, that's just antifreeze. Maybe when water's pumping through there, it's a whole new ballgame. You know, and so everything we learned was if the water pump cycles off after you turn off a tap, then you probably do not have a leak. And yes, we're going to have detectors, but we need to be on Wi-Fi for the detectors to work. But that was one of the sweetest sounds I heard when I used the water pump and it turned off the tap, and I went, Tom, the pump stopped. Yes.
And that's another thing. This trailer wasn't used a lot. He wasn't a full-time RVer where he took it all across the country, and it sat in one place mass majority of the time. So the equipment is in very good condition for a 2008.
Yeah, the microwave looks brand new.
Yeah,
the fridge is hardly used.
And we made sure that everything was functional. So the water pump was working.
That's on electric.
We did have hot water, so we know the hot water heater is working because we were able to take a good hot shower.
Yep.
The fridge worked. We had to figure out the fridge because the fridge is a, what do they call? It's a propane
and electric.
12 volt. No, 120.
120, yeah.
It's a 120 propane.
Yeah.
So it can be either or. What do they call? What type of fridge is it?
Norco. Yes, and it's absorption fridge.
Absorption fridge. We had to figure that out with the propane because when we were when I hooked up the propane, the fridge wasn't getting cold, and I had to go over to the other side of the RV, and there's a cutoff valve there. Did that, and it still wasn't working. But then after a while, it started working. So we figured, okay, the air's got to get out of the propane lines before the propane actually hits the fridge and starts making it cold.
Yeah.
But so the fridge worked
on both.
We never tested the oven. We're gonna probably presume the oven works.
The stove works.
The stove works.
The gas stove.
Propane stove, yeah.
Propane, yep.
So,
air conditioners. Surprise, surprise.
It's a lot colder than our apartment.
It got so cold overnight. I was like, I had you have a knob for the amount of coldness that you want. Yeah. I had to back that thing off almost completely because I got cold.
It's a single unit roof AC.
Yeah, and it's not ducted.
And when I was up there on the roof one day, I was cleaning the roof, or I was removing
out all the stuff.
Yeah, I was removing the covers, making sure stuff was vacuumed out, and I removed the cover from the AC unit, and it looked. On some YouTube channels I've seen far worse. It wasn't much to clean. All the fins looked good.
Which means they didn't use the AC much. So, and again, like I said, now the indoor filter for the AC was, first of all, it was coated with dust, and then second of all, it literally fell apart when I went to try to vacuum it. So one of the first things we replaced was putting in some new foam.
We just got some large filter foam that we can cut down the size. And but that stuff just deteriorates with age.
Yeah.
So not with use.
Obviously just sat there for so long.
So it sat there for so long.
But everything works. So
we
changed the shower head, and that worked.
Yeah.
And I recocked the bathroom, and you're not going to look at that. You probably will see it in the video somewhere, and I'll be like, oh. I wasn't trying to go for pretty. I was just trying to go for get the job done. Yeah. And I can see that caulking's a whole nother story. That's gonna take some finesse. I know I've watched enough. People use a glove and they get the cold water and they run their finger on it. It all looks so beautiful. I don't know. We're a work in progress. Same with the lap sealant that I had to do. I did do the cap seal. That was the worst one. That was really crackly, and I'm glad I did because there was a little seepage on one side. So that's been real sealed. There's a few that need to be sealed this weekend when I get some more lap sealant or leveling sealant up there. But after doing that long, hard one, I know that the smaller ones won't take as long. So, and they won't be pretty. But you know what? All it matters is it's sealed. Now I think this thing hasn't been cleaned in I don't know how long, but someday we'll.
It's not bad it's not in bad condition.
No, it's just a little dirty.
Well, it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah. And the fact that the awning, that's
the awning
definitely. We're good. We have just finished signing our onboarding forms, DocuSign, deposit forms for the money splitting the
direct deposit.
direct deposit, splitting
Yeah.
it 50%, because you get a flat rate per day.
But as far as the W-9, the flat rate is going to be evenly divided
between the two
as
of
far
us.
as W-9 taxes are concerned.
Right. Which that helps.
Yeah, so that's 50-50. So the last we did is we took the Texas security test, passed it.
After a lot of reading.
Licenses was sent to JG Security down there. So then JG Security sent us our DocuSign forms. We did all that. So the last she said is, let us know when you get into town. We'll do a quick onboarding. If we've got a gate for you, then we'll just send you to the gate and we'll do the onboarding at the gate. So this is a good time to get started down there.
Yeah, their hiring season is May to September. That's when they have the hardest time filling all the spots, because all their regulars that stay through the winter are up north, either family visiting or taking their holidays now. So they always need people now. It was one of the reasons I wanted to also move up our leaving schedule. For one, I didn't want to really leave in the winter, and I also I knew that the higher rate had more need of people now. We want to get our foot in the door. Once we get our foot in the door, we can just start building on that. So there are other security agencies all in that area and down there and down south as well. But one of the reasons I went with J&G from all the studying that we had done is that they were the nicest that worked with you really closely to help you step through.
House or property or anything like that, and you're a resident.
Yeah.
You're a legal resident.
And just so you know, yes, we are done with FedEx and the corporate world, but no, we are not bums. We're not.
Which leads us, well, you thought
You thought you were pointing at something.
So, which leads us, okay, so escapees is how we become residents of Texas.
I'm trying to shorten it.
Nope, not when I'm talking.
Sorry.
So that's how we become, that's how we move our residency from New York to Texas and get the tags on the trailer and the car change.
Yeah.
So
and our license plates.
The next so the next place we got to visit is, after we do that, is San Antonio.
Our next job.
Why?
Because we actually do have a job lined up. Literally, they're going to be waiting for us to come down there, and we are not unarmed, non-commissioned.
No, wait, you gotta say that because you didn't say it properly. You said we are not unarmed.
We are unarmed, non-commissioned, level 2 security officers.
Yeah, which goes through the Department of Public Safety, which is, you know, that's they handle all the licensing for security, bodyguards, Texas State Troopers.
Yeah, but we're not that side.
They have, most of them are the oil fields.
Yeah.
But then
Some
they have
fracking.
some that are fracking, some that are gas fields, and now they're
solar
doing
too.
solar fields, and there's a lot of pipelines being built down there now.
Yeah.
And so they've got a lot of
Those that need to be guarded as well.
yeah. And we've talked about that before. You're basically, it's not labor
Intensive.
Yeah, it's not like you've got to do manual labor. You're
Walking around a lot.
You're checking vehicles in, checking vehicles out, and you
You're
park
being
your rig.
observant.
Yeah, parking your rig at the gate.
Mm-hmm.
They supply the electric, water, sewer dump, and all that, which basically means there's no rent.
Right. So we just need laundry, food,
Yep.
and all those other bills you can't get away from, like RV insurance, car insurance, life
So
insurance.
where are we at with J&G as far as? And we had to get stuff notarized up here in Buffalo, New York,
Yes.
to send down there.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got all that done. So JG, so by all accounts, so we should be down. We told them our starting availability is around August 10th. That gives us
It might
some.
be a little bit sooner, but
Well, that gives us time to get down to
Livingston,
get all that
stuff
taken care of,
registered a day.
buffer room for that, and drive over to San Antonio.
And you never know with weather too. Delays.
Yeah, so so it gives us that buffer room, and so by all accounts, we could be starting work around the 10th of August.
Okay.
Are you nervous?
About starting work at a gate?
No, I mean about this whole next week. About this next adventure.
I'm excited. I was definitely, until we went to camp the first time, I was definitely, you know, even though we've done our studies, it's so different pop up. It's very different when you're actually doing it. So, yeah, that was tough, and we're splitting it. In order to be efficient for driving, especially long distances, it's not all going to be Tom. It's not all going to be Heather. It's going to be Tom and Heather. We're going to split it up.
Every couple hours
which means Tom drove to the camp, I drove home. And we both made mistakes, turning places we shouldn't turn, or not turning where we were supposed to turn. So we had the joy of learning how to do, the 50 million point turn. To turn around and go back to where we need to get to. But it's all good, because we look at this as, you know what? You got to do it sooner or later. I'd rather do it when we're in a little small area close to home, so that it's not a total freak out. You know what? There's still going to be, oh my gosh, we have to try to finagle this space or whatever. But yeah,
I'm figuring out the forward driving 25-foot trailer.
Yeah.
It's the backing up that takes practice.
Minute.
Because everything's opposite. You want the trailer to go left, you got to turn right.
And you can't do this cranking business like you're
a little bit. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
I'm always overcorrecting. You know, I got to get the trailer really turned. So I'm cranking the wheel, and then all of a sudden the trailer's way over here, and so that's going to take some. Yeah. That's the learning curve.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did it back end, because front end would have been, not that it wouldn't have its own challenges, but backing in is definitely, it's like the car. There's people that never back their cars in, and I wanted to always get into that. I want to be able to back in. For one thing, before backup cameras came along, I did not like that you were backing up and not being able to see and not knowing what's back there. I mean, I've heard too many of the horror stories. So,
we're going to be getting a wireless backup camera for the trailer too.
Yeah.
And always on, so that we can see what's going on behind us as we're driving down the road.
Yeah, and maybe avoid what's happened to Wild RV.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Yep, that's it.
We're wrapping up.
Wheels roll west, where the sun meets the sky. Two hearts in rhythm, yet learning to fly. The open road whispers a hymn to the free. Home's not the place, it's the soul's steady plea. Oh, sojourners, keep wandering bold. Life's not in riches, but stories retold. Each mile a verse of the song we compose. The journey's the treasure, the path that we chose.